Hello. So continuing looking at our windows, um, we can we can add in another window type. For example, let's add in another wall prefab. Make that 3. We'll set this back to 1 1. So we only want this one to appear on 1 1 on the first floor, um, and we'll add in a different window type, say castle window 1, and we'll have this on our level 2, 2 to 2. So now we see we have our type 1 window on the first floor and our type 2 window on the second floor. So we can have different windows appear on different floors. I say because we have the probability of 100 on both, they're appearing on all sections. Say we can reduce that or increase it depending on requirements. So that is one way of adding windows. Let's just reduce those to 0. So once again we have no windows. And let's look at the second way of adding windows, which is using the floor plan editor. Um, so let's subdivide this is just one section. So let's subdivide that segment. Continue subdividing it again. We'll subdivide it. That's now 3. So we'll leave the door on here. We'll set that door to be 1. And on these segments, rather than doors, if we uncheck doors, it'll then allow us to set the number of windows. So because it's 2 squares, let's set number of 2 windows. If we set this to a higher number than the segments available, it'll default to the number of tiles there. We'll do the same on here. We'll set uncheck doors. So then go to windows. We'll have 2 on there as well. And as you can see, if we just zoom on here, you'll see that the color changes depending whether it's doors or windows. Windows will be yellow and doors will be 1. So we expect to see a door in the middle and 2 windows on these 2 segments. So let's have a look. Initially, we're not going to see anything. And that's because we don't have any Windows prefabs. So if we're not using the walls prefabs, we want to use the floor plan, we need to have our Windows prefabs. So let's add a couple in here. Well, we'll add one to start with. We'll go back to our select our window, make that 100, scale 1 on all axes. Go build room, and we'll see now that wherever we've designated the windows in the floor plan editor, the windows will appear. We can use the frequency on here as well. For example, reduce that to 50. We'll see some appearing and some not appearing, depending on our probability settings. And we can have more than one. If we set that rather than 0, 0, we use, say, just 1. I'll just set it back to 100 so you can see it better. We see we have all these ones occupied with 1. And we can actually mix and match if we want windows to appear in here as well. We can go back to our wall prefab, set that back to B100, our level range of 1, 1. See now we have all those appearing. And we also have them appearing on the side walls as well, apart from where we've designated in floor plan. We can add in a second. Let's just set that back to 0 so we don't use that one. We can also set it on different levels. So if we look at our back to our Windows prefabs and add in a second, we can have a different one for level 2. And once again, they're only appearing where we have designated it in the floor plan editor. And these sections here, 1 and 2. So that's a way to get windows in a more determined position rather than you relying on the random one using the walls prefab.